Miley, Selena, Kim K, and more get intimate in new selfies for Interview magazine.
We've got the details on Miley's feud with Nicki Minaj.
And Demi Lovato slays her performance on Jimmy Kimmel.
All that and a whole lot more on today's Daily Hollywood Rundown.
We've got more Trophy Life coverage right here on the Daily Hollywood
Woo.
Rundown. Welcome back to the show. Aaron Robinson, Danielle Robay, and we have some scantily clad things to talk about today, guys.
Yes, we do. And Aaron, I heard there's like a whole Insta gang going on. I want to be a part of this.
Do you?
I don't know.
Interview magazine, as you all know, always features really epic celebrities, and this new edition coming out in September is no exception. The issue is called #me, #Instagang, and E got the exclusive on these photos, and it's covering the concept of selfies, and in doing so, they're featuring about 150 of the most powerful people on social media, and some of these photos that are coming out are pretty crazy. So in these grainy, blurry, and pixelated pics that were mostly shot on people's phones, some celebrities were even taking these photos during a FaceTime session with photographer Mert Alice. And Miley's involved, Kim K, J-Lo, Selena, Victoria Beckham, Madonna, and even Zayn Malik got in on this. But this is just the beginning. But speaking of Miley, some of the photos in this spread are probably the raunchiest I've seen of Miley Cyrus. And you know that is saying a lot. So in these photos, not only is she topless, she's also wearing a G-string, and she's also licking the floor, which really isn't out of character. But then there's this photo of her touching herself, topless, and apparently she was actually sexting IRL with the photographer. The subtitle for the photos reads, "Sometimes you have to reach out and touch someone / yourself." And you know what? I'm all about empowerment and like embracing your femininity. And you know what? If you want to be, you want to have cleavage or you want to flaunt your body, that's fine. But this is taking it too far. It's porn.
I'm like speechless. I just don't know. Like this
Danielle
is like
no
not
words.
for a magazine.
It's
like you know
not
what
okay.
I mean? Like I don't. It's just.
I feel like
that's a poor message.
I know Miley pushes the boundaries, but I think she crossed the line in this one. Someone who usually pushes boundaries also is Kim Kardashian, who also has a spread. The photos I've seen so far are of her in bed, but they're much more tasteful. She's covered up, so this is how you do it. Not the way Miley did it. I think it's just too out there.
Okay, well, let's talk about the new. Let's get off that. Something called Revival. What is that? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, maybe Selena Gomez?
Yes, so Selena is coming out with her new album in October, and she did an interview with Entertainment Weekly and gave us a preview and some really interesting details about the album.
Bring it.
So she's grown up before our eyes, and she said, quote, "I was always insecure with my speaking voice because it's so low. I didn't know it would be such an asset to who I am now, though. It adds a cool personal quality. It's exciting." And it looks like this album's gonna be her most confident yet. I mean, the song Good For You is definitely a little sexier, and I think that's what we can expect on Revival as well. So she said, "I've lived such a public life that I understand that I'm under a microscope. That has taken me into so many different phases. It's made me depressed, it's made me happy, it's made me grateful and humble, but I've learned it's okay to let my walls down with music to feel sexy and good." And good it's going to be. She collaborated with some amazing producers, some bona fide hit makers. So people like Stargate, who have worked with Neo, Shakira, Beyonce for Irreplaceable, Benny Blanco, who's done Katy Perry's California Girls, Teenage Dream, Maroon 5, Moves Like Jagger, Britney, Kesha. And she even went to Mexico for a week with a bunch of other producers, and they would wake up every day, get on the beach, wear their bathing suits, and then just record for hours. And she said that she wanted to do it because I wanted to feel the songs and be weird and have a change of environment. So I don't know what the change of environment to a beach does, but hey, sounds like a great vacation, and I actually think her album is gonna be good.
I think it's gonna be good, but I also would like to request a change of environment for us here at our job so that we should go to the beach and have cocktails and bikinis.
Cabo.
Just because it's really good for our emotional health.
It's good for work.
Are you listening, our bosses? So we're all in a state of post-war between Miley Cyrus and Nicki Minaj, because you guys saw on the VMAs, these two had a little bit of a spat together. Nicki Minaj called Miley out for talking trash about her to the media, and here's a little refresher.
Back to this that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
And just because the VMAs have already started doesn't mean that the voting is done.
So in the moment, we all thought this was a real feud going down on live television, but after watching it several times in a row, we were like, okay, this is fake. Well, it may not be so fake after all.
I think it was real.
Maybe. According to an Entertainment Weekly source, this incident was not planned. The source says Miley stormed off stage, cursing in anger after that moment. But then a second source told EW that Miley wasn't furious. There wasn't anything malicious about all of this in the first place. So let's weigh in on the evidence here.
Yeah.
Nicki tweeted out after this, LMFAO, and smiled after she called Miley out during the show. The camera kind of turned away from her while she was smiling, but she was definitely smiling. But on the contrary, Nicki did retweet an article by The Atlantic that was titled, "Nicki Minaj Teaches Miley Cyrus a Lesson About Manners." So by retweeting that, was she like making light of the situation? Was she saying this was a serious feud? Regardless, the ratings were really low this year for the VMAs, lower than they had expected. But because of this feud, Twitter went ablaze, and thankfully, I mean, they were saved on Twitter.
Well, see, that's why sometimes I think these things are set up, is because they want ratings, like Kanye said in his rant. But I do think it's interesting that if you watch the feud, producers cut Nicki's mic, so they didn't want her to say anything more.
But this smile at the end is what's got me, that she looked for the camera, she looked for her, like an eye line in the corner, and then she smiled.
But Nicki isn't really the best actress, and that was real. Okay, so Demi Lovato was on Jimmy Kimmel last night, and she talked about her unfortunate habit of falling on stage, which was so funny. So if you guys remember, she fell during her LA premiere of the song Cool for the Summer.
A couple weeks ago.
Really bad, just boom, and right into the pool. It looked like it hurt a lot. But anyways, so she's talking to Jimmy about it, and she says that this happens more than once.
There's a compilation video of me falling like 7 times. It's hilarious. It's incredible.
I looked up the video, it does exist, and she has a pretty good attitude about it. Take a look.
I was like, oh my God, it's the LA like performance and the pool party for my single. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And then I was like, whatever.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
What's new?
And in other Demi news, we're so excited because it was just announced that she will be hosting SNL. Also, The Weeknd will be doing so as well. Demi will be the musical guest on the October 17th episode, and The Weeknd will be performing on the Amy Schumer episode on October 10th. So mark your calendars. This is gonna be so exciting.
And now I love The Weeknd.
So the feud between Miley and Nicki, is it real? Do you believe it? I'm kind of like on the fence again. I thought it was fake, but now I'm sort of believing it could be real. I don't know. Who knows?
I think it was real. Okay, and I want to know what you guys think about these interview magazine selfies. Did Miley take it too far? And would you ever pose like that?
Say no. Please say no, you guys. We love you all so much. Thanks for watching us every day right here on the Daily Hollywood Rundown on Clevver News. You're the best, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
See you later.
In that box on the left, we have the weirdest 2015 MTV VMA shenanigans. And to see Justin Bieber gush over his new rumored Playboy girlfriend, we have that in the box on the right.